My father never aimed to be the life of the party, but he always knew how to make you laugh. He never went for cheap jokes like we do, but he also never shied away from a good opportunity to give you a shot to the ribs. He wasn't over the top, raucous, or a laugh riot. And he wasn't sitting around waiting for a chance to give you a hard time for misspelling things. Again, like we do to Craig. But Lord knows if you threw him enough softballs, he'd eventually swing away, and he'd swing hard. You know what he was? Smart, aware, laser-witted, and always up for an intelligent discussion. Sorry, Dad. Can't really promise you any of that tonight. He was also proud to a fault and hated inconveniencing anyone, no matter the cause. Today, my father passed away after a long and grueling battle with countless medical problems. Any one of them would have taken out a common man. He dealt with them all in parallel without an ounce of complaint. And when he passed, he even chose to do that without causing someone else more trouble than they needed. Tomorrow, I'm flying to be with family. But tonight, we're recording. Some people might think it's crass and in poor taste for me to record a comedy show so soon after getting this horrible news. But I know my dad. He wouldn't want anyone to stop what they do on his behalf, and he wouldn't want people to miss out on something because of something he did. So tonight we're going to soldier on, partly because who he was, but also because I don't know how else to honor him. So we need to set the tone. Boys, my dad wasn't a drinker, but he always appreciated a good toast, so he gets our first and only one of the night. Dad, thanks for setting the template. It's Father's Day weekend. Not a day goes by that your influence doesn't pour over into my own parenting. I'm sure you would have liked at least some of what we do here if only your body would have let you enjoy life a little more these past few years. I love you, man, and I'll see you soon enough. Tonight, I'll try and make you proud one last time. Maestro, if you will.
Welcome back, and needless to say, I'm Dave. I'm here with Brad, and we're two dads here with one big fucking baby, Craig.
One degenerate uncle.
Yeah. He's that uncle you don't leave the kids alone with for more than 3 minutes.
Not if you want him to come back the way you brought him.
Yeah.
When's Degenerate Uncle Day?
Every day.
Degenerate Uncle Day.
If Cousin Eddie was from Rhode Island.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
What's going on, fellas? I think everybody knows what's up with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, your week kind of got summarized already.
Yeah, it's, you know what, a long time coming. And I hate to say that. And again, I'm not trying to be crass. I'm not trying to be dismissive. My own brother, who listens to the show, actually asked me, he goes, are you going to record tonight? And I go, I think we will. And, you know, if this was sudden, if this came out of nowhere, if this was a thunderclap heart attack that attacked him at a supermarket,
yeah,
you know, I think we'd all be a little shocked. But,
sure.
you know, unfortunately, this man spent most of the last 20 years in and out of hospitals. And when I tell you a laundry list of medical conditions, we don't have the time on the memory card to tell you all the things that have gone wrong in this man's life. So I hate to say it, but there's almost this odd sense of relief.
Yeah.
And again, that's not being dismissive of my father.
Oh, well,
very sad.
He's
right
at peace, and he's not.
I want to believe he's finally
anymore.
Comfortable. You know,
yeah.
He never liked inconveniencing people. That's something I made very clear in the intro. He didn't like to be. He's proud. He was just an insanely proud man. And the guy I saw when I went down last month was not a proud man. Yeah. He wasn't allowed to be proud because everything he did was connected to a wire, or it affected something that a nurse would come in and take care of. And this is how he's lived his life, between dialysis and heart problems and surgeries upon surgeries upon surgeries. And so while I don't know if he would have liked our show, he liked the fact that we have the spirit to do what we do here.
Yeah.
And so I honestly could be sitting in my house right now stewing and waiting to get on my flight in the morning, or we could do this.
Yeah.
And so I think we should do this. And if only for honoring the man that he was. He was not somebody that wanted to inconvenience a soul. He hated living in hospitals and making my family do this. Yeah. And, you know, obviously none of us minded. But
well, of course not.
This is just who he is. And so, you know, I said it was our last toast, but I'll raise one more. To my father.
I'll keep drinking. To Mr. Brad.
Thank you. Thank you all. Appreciate it, boys, and we'll see what I can come up with. But I don't think he would laugh too much at the dick jokes, or at least not outwardly, because he was always trying to be dad.
So he'd be like the rest of our listeners.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Par for the course.
All right. The week didn't start off this way, though. Can
No.
we go back? Let's address a couple things. I think we do need to address one other piece of news. Let's address the elephant that's not in the room.
Everybody right now is like, I hear Dave.
Yeah.
You guys have probably paid attention for a while. You notice that Mike really hasn't been in. He's done 1 out of the last 8 episodes.
Yes.
And prior to that, I don't even know what the quotient is. Mike's got a lot going on. Mike is working. He's working his ass off.
Yeah.
We're happy for that. He's back with his family, working with his uncle.
Yeah.
And we're real happy for that. Right now, I don't know if this show is a priority for him, but we can't continue to make the jokes about a guy if he's not going to come here and defend himself.
Yes, exactly.
And, we had a lot of fun.
We'll do it when we shut the thing on.
That's it. That's it. That's it. The dartboard's set up. It's a picture of Mike's ass, so everybody wins.
It's on Brad's garage door.
It's one enormous bullseye. Mike, listen, buddy.
Ironically made out of horsehair.
We haven't been addressing it because we honestly didn't have an answer ourselves.
Yes.
We may have gotten one today. I think when we do this show, I always set up 4 chairs, and we set up 4 microphones, and so we're going to keep doing that. And when Mike decides that this show fits back into his life, he's more than welcome to come in here, drink beers with us, and bust balls. But we're no longer going to say Mike may be back next week. We're not going to do that anymore.
Yeah.
I think right now Mike's going on a different path, and hopefully he finds his way back to us.
Yep.
Okay, our friendships with him do not waver.
No.
We spent time with him last weekend.
Yeah.
So it's not a question of friendship. It's not. It's just this might not be for everybody. At least not the way we're doing it now. But we did see him last weekend.
We did.
Yeah, we did.
All right, and where was that, Dave?
I saw 3 of them next to 3 of you and 3 of Craig. It was at the party we had at the house, which from what I hear was excellent.
I love those parties. I was told I had a great time.
Yeah.
You had this fucking look. You had this, I don't give a fuck, walking around with your mug. And then later, the big dick. Drinking out of a big dick mug.
Well, when you mentioned that your wife went on that bachelorette party and she came storming out of the house all pissed off with a giant plastic dick, we all knew what that, because it was for a bachelorette party. What I didn't expect is for you to hold on to it for posterity.
Yeah.
And yet somehow within minutes of our arrival, the sun is still high in the sky.
Yeah.
It's like 5 in the afternoon. Okay, people are going to early Saturday mass.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I'm walking up with my wife, and I hear Dave go, Brad!
Yeah.
From, high upon Mount Dave.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy shit, he's fucked up. I look at my wife, and I'm like, he's so fucked up right now.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And then, but at least then you were drinking out of a mug.
Yes.
Then I gave you another mug as a gift. A Game of Thrones mug.
Yes.
It's probably not going to be kept as long as you kept the 6-inch pink dick.
Yeah.
Veiny dick for extra capacity.
No. Grip. Yeah.
That blue Night King mug was a fortuitous gift because the big pink dick is no more.
Really?
It got tossed.
Why?
Into your asshole?
It got vandalized.
I don't think it got tossed. I think Dave's constipated for 5 days now.
I can't find it, and I haven't pooped in 3 days.
I've been shitting plastic pink shards for 6 days. My ass is like a
I'd
pellet
love to
gun.
see that X-ray. It's all sideways in there, like.
Dude, they just label the X-ray "Happy Birthday, Dave."
Yeah.
How did the straw get all the way up?
No, but I had a blast on Saturday at Dave's party.
That was fun.
I had a hell of a time on Sunday because of Dave's party.
Yep.
I just had a pretty good hangover. I don't know what it was. I ate a shitload of food.
There's a lot of food.
And then did a lot of shots of different stuff.
Yeah, that's what it usually is. I think I was people kept asking Rayanne, what does Dave like to drink? And by the time she told me that people were asking, I said, tell them I want to drink Evian.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. She must have been telling everybody different shit because everybody kept bringing you different stuff.
Yeah. I had people show up. I got 4 bottles of rum, 3 bottles of whiskey, and a few bottles of miscellaneous other shit. And we went through a few of them already.
Yeah.
Not to mention all the beer. But yeah, it was a lot of
shocked.
mixing.
I know that you mentioned that you were going to start fairly early.
Oh yeah.
I think we got there around 7 when all was said and done. I think we got there about 7. I was blown away by how many empty liquor bottles there were. At first, I'm like, well, maybe Dave brought out his existing liquor collection.
Yeah.
No, those not what happened.
That stays in the house.
Full. Those were all full earlier in the day. Yeah.
Then I turned sideways and found out why. EJ.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
EJ Edmonds.
Yep.
Guest from 2 weeks ago. Guest extraordinaire. And a friend of ours now. We can call him that.
No,
now.
Yeah, I think
definitely.
After what we shared together on...
We had a blast.
We had a
and
good
so
fucking-
did he.
He showed up before you two assholes.
Yeah, he did. I got there. EJ was already there. He's like, hey, what's up, man?
I know.
I'll tell you right now, when EJ showed up, I could still taste the toothpaste from the morning.
Yeah.
He just rolled in. He's like, noon.
Yep.
Fuck it. And I love that about him.
But it was funny when I got there, because I got there a little bit before Brad, so I get there and I walk in and there's EJ. So he's like, hey, man. So I introduce him to my wife and we're bullshitting for a few minutes. He's like, yeah, I figured I'd stop by. He's like, I'm going to have a few beers and then, and then I'll head out. And then I'm like, bye, EJ. I'm leaving. He's like, hey, see you, man. He's like, he was still there. Yeah. Like,
Well, he said he'd have a few beers, and in between that, he had like 4 bottles of liquor.
yeah.
Countless shots. I think there was whipped cream involved in somebody's belly button.
Yeah.
And we took a group picture, and I think my favorite moment of the day, we took all this group picture. It was supposed to be with EJ Edmonds, and everybody sat on top of him to the point where you couldn't see anything but his teeth.
Yeah.
Because we had shadowed him out. And then Rayanne had the best comment all day. It was like Dave did actually. It was everybody in that photo is now pregnant.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cheers, EJ.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a good time, and there was, other people I knew, people I didn't know, but everybody was just having a blast, man. We had a
That's what I
great
tried to tell you guys last week. Is everyone just comes to have a fucking good time?
Yeah.
And before we started recording, Brad, you mentioned I think that was one of the first parties you've been to in however many years where there wasn't any drama.
Yeah, there's always something,
But there,
Yeah. No.
there wasn't.
No,
And that's
none
the
at all.
thing. It's just everyone shows up, rips
a
it up,
good
and then
time.
calls it a night.
Yep.
Yeah, my wife, tried to create some at the end of the night inadvertently. But we're having a conversation, ironically, with EJ. And EJ was talking about when he grew up, he got whooped.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened?
Yeah.
How'd you get disciplined? I got whooped. And I'm like, yeah, so did I.
Yeah.
The threat of the belt more than the belt itself. But
Yeah.
the point is, it happened. And then my wife decides this is a good time to go well, I spanked my daughter. And she was talking past tense. It had happened.
It had happened once because of something.
Because of something that
Ridiculous,
happened. And
yeah.
because we were raised that way. And then that turned into 3 sets of eyes sitting behind EJ. All 3 of them women, all 3 of them probably mothers, all of them looking horrified.
Like she assaults them daily. Yeah.
And so I look to my wife and I'm like, Melissa, what are you doing? Stop. Stop.
Made it worse.
It did. It did. Because at that point, it's like saying, honey, we agreed not to talk about this.
Did you say it to her as you were loosening your belt?
But that was it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe the women looked at you like, wow, we can still do that?
I don't think it was
No.
admiration in their eyes.
Yeah.
I think it would have been cool if I loosened my belt. And I'm like, this one just never learns.
I've tried and tried to tell her.
I did that. Joking around. When I broke my hand, I went to the doctor's office, and I was joking. We were sitting there. My wife was sitting right beside me, and she's like, what happened? And I was like, well, she wouldn't shut up. Right?
It's like yelling.
And fucking, she gave me this fucking look. And then I was like, that was a bad idea. But I'm like, she's right here. She's fine. Look.
Just checking. Hey, Craig, step out for a minute. We have a few hundred questions for her.
But I was like, she realized I was joking, but she was not amused.
There are no jokes to make anymore.
No. And it was but that's me. I'm always going to make a ridiculous joke like that. That's not the place to do it because they see that. You know what I mean? They see people coming in there for that, and it's not a joke.
They can't afford to take it as a joke.
No, yeah, exactly.
Oh, no, who needs that liability?
No,
because you got a 2-second elbow gag in there. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in here we'll talk about smacking your wife around all night long. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
But no.
I love smacking Craig's wife around.
When I was about 16, we got arrested. Right? Just a bunch of us, like, it was a ridiculous thing. They didn't really arrest us. They brought us in, made our parents come and get us.
Yeah.
We were, like, partying somewhere. And so the cop's like, eyes. I'm like, brown. And then he's like, height. So I tell him, and he's like, weight. I'm like, okay. And I sat down. And he got all fucking mad at me. He didn't find, I get inopportune times for jokes, I guess.
That's pretty funny. That's good.
Sex, not enough.
Jesus. Wait, okay.
Yeah, as soon as he said it, I was like, okay, and I sat down.
That's amazing. That's so good.
Reminds me of the only thing I remember from Mork and Mindy. There was one episode of Mork and Mindy where Mork decided he wanted to be a priest. Okay. And it was Robin Williams at his best, and this kid comes to him for a confession. And he says, well, I was just sitting here in this pew, and Robin Williams goes, well, why don't you move to a cleaner seat? And I remember having to turn off the TV because I was laughing so hard I was missing the episode anyway. So fucking good. I'm proud to say I didn't have a hangover from your party. I am proud to say it because normally what did I do last night? How many apology emails do I need to send today?
Yeah.
That kind of, and Craig knows this because I'll do it after a Sunday at the bar. Dude, I'm sorry.
Dude, I'm wicked sorry.
Dude,
yeah.
sorry.
Like,
Craig's
Brad, you didn't do anything.
you literally didn't get your fat ass off that stool.
Yeah, you just sat there, drank beer, and left.
And then I'd apologize for not saying goodbye. It's just how I am.
Yeah.
But honestly, we got home. It was great. And then I sat in this garage and drank myself sober. I was not sober when I left your house. There were various
Neither
things.
was I.
I may have provided some accents to the party. I may have provided some additional motivation. Some samples from my wife's
Enhancements.
employment.
I see.
Enhancement was the word I was looking for.
Yeah,
Thank
yes,
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Way to go, editor boy.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah, so there was some of that floating around. I may have hit that a few hundred times. I may have drank most of the beer floating around there. I may have been offered IPAs from our new friend Rick, my new friend
Yep.
Rick.
Yep.
And thanks to that, by the way. But I drank myself stupid until 4 o'clock in the morning alone in this garage, either listening to us talk about drinking at other times or playing ridiculously bad music. But I woke up the next day, I'm like, zippity doo dah, crack of 11. I was right on it.
What?
Yeah. I went back to the house because I drove sometimes Manny, because he didn't know where Dave lived, so I drove him away from his house back to my house so he could get in his car and drive home. Because I'm like, kid, I could give you the address.
I live between you two.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has to go by my house to get to Craig's.
No doubt you could see his house from your backyard.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
no doubt.
I want to address this mountain in a minute, but continue.
Okay.
But it was funny. So we went back to my house, and I was like, so I put on Anthony Jeselnik. He had never heard him before. So I'm like, I'm like, what are you, out of your fucking mind, kid? Hold on. So I put it on. And we're listening to that. We're drinking beers. And then I woke up on the couch with the beer still on the side of me. Manny was gone. My wife was gone. I was like, the dog was there. I'm like, okay, this is it. I didn't get up and go to bed. I just took my shoes off. That was it. I was like, I'm staying right here.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Manny was the big spoon.
Yeah.
Manny was the ladle.
The ladle. Yeah.
The backhoe.
Like those giant spoons your grandparents had on the wall.
Big wooden spoon you have to use like a witch mixing it.
Like a cauldron right before they burn children. Yeah. I'm sorry, that was another child abuse joke. We have to watch it now coming out of this family.
That's right.
But I want to address the mountain in your backyard. It is not what I was expecting.
See?
Okay, here's the deal. When I envisioned your
It's
yard,
fucking stupid.
everything about your house was spot on because it was a near carbon copy of the house I moved out of.
Oh, really?
It's almost identical.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a cape.
It's a cape. There's only so much you can do with that.
But
yeah.
it was. I was like freaked out. I was like, I'm home. It was the strangest thing.
It's exact.
But the way you're in the corner of that lot makes it even weirder. Because you're literally like on a peak overlooking the neighborhood.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I always thought it was a flat backyard, and then there was like this 6-foot sudden raise.
No,
like
it
you had the
starts
world's
right at the
worst
house.
septic system.
No, it's a gradual incline.
It starts right at the house and goes up
Yeah,
to
there
about
actually is
30,000 feet.
people were playing cornhole on an angle. I watched everybody with one leg way up high, like Captain Morgan. They all just like, throwing horseshoes and shit.
There was a mile-long line of people in winter coats at the top.
We actually lost 2 people at the party. They were climbing.
We just left them
You
there.
have to leave them. You have to leave them because you put others in danger.
But it's funny because he has like these retaining stone walls that are like literal retaining walls.
Yeah.
So that his yard doesn't fall into his house.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's a 1-story house.
So then I'm looking around and me and my cousin Matt realize this motherfucker has to lift his lawnmower up.
Yep.
And throw it over this wall, cut that grass, then throw it over the other wall and cut that grass. And when I asked him, he's like, yeah, that's what I do. I'm like, that's fucking ridiculous. I would buy 3 lawnmowers.
I never thought of that.
Yeah, just leave them there.
I just think it's funny, though. If you ever watch Dave walk, he walks with a hitch in his step, and now I know why.
Yeah.
Literally like a fucking peg leg around here. And I was like, well, the diabetes will hit him eventually. Nobody's shocked by this development. But my God. Dun, 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 dun. If he walked in with a parrot on his shoulder and said, I just did the yard, I wouldn't be surprised. Great fucking time.
That's why we drink on the patio.
And by the way, I don't know who listens, but I have to say this. Whoever made the Big Mac egg roll.
Oh, that's Ray's friend Jen.
Oh.
Well, Jen, I will stop hitting on Ray because it'll make Craig feel better. But I'm going to hit on you mostly because you're a fucking genius.
Oh.
Yeah.
Kid, Ray and I have actually asked her, we've proposed to her, like, move to Utah with us and we'll have a 3-way marriage if you keep cooking for us.
I don't know what the rules are bringing another dude in, but
if she cooks for the 4 of us, I'm in.
I'll read a few extra chapters of the Bible if I have to.
I've never had my ass tickled by that nose, so I'll...
You know what's crazy is I can do it from here.
But yeah, she makes some fucking amazing food. So anytime we have an event, and she'll be like, "Hey, Jen's gonna make," and I stop her. I'm like, "Great, can't wait." I don't have to hear what it is. I don't know how. She just whips up food whenever.
There were 12 of them on there when I had one. There were about to be 6 of them because I was going to pocket the fuck out of these things. And I didn't do it. I went back an hour later saying, maybe I'll catch a remnant. Everybody's had a chance. And long fucking gone.
Long gone.
And I'm pretty sure EJ was licking the tray.
Oh, what the first thing EJ said to me, he goes, "Hey man, what's up?" I'm like, "Hey, this is my wife." He's like, "Hey, nice to meet you." He goes, "Don't eat those egg rolls. They fucking suck."
He was like poaching.
He had like 6 of them on his plate. He's like,
Yeah. Yesterday, I was working home. I was in New Jersey for a few days. Yesterday, I was home, and I was like, it was lunchtime. I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna eat for lunch? So I open the fridge, and I see there's a Tupperware container of that sauce in it.
Yeah.
From the egg rolls, and I'm like, I made myself a hamburger just so I could dip it in that sauce and have it again.
Yeah.
And then for dinner, I had another hamburger so I could dip it in that sauce.
Honestly, it was a perfect Big Mac.
It was amazing.
It nailed it.
Yep.
It
Yeah.
fucking nailed it. So, Jen, you're welcome on the show every time. I mean, we don't need you to talk. Just bring food.
Yeah. She'd be happy to, too. She's so nice.
Oh shit.
So, all right. Well, let's get into it. I mean, you know, last week we had kind of a back to basics episode. I would say, all things considered, we didn't really miss too many beats with it as far as the headlines go.
Nah.
No, not really.
I think we sounded pretty normal doing that. But one headline that jumped at us this week, and we kind of have to mention, are you getting beers? Yeah, let's all get beers for this one because I can't wait to raise a glass against these fucking idiots. We made jokes last week. And, I'm tired of making disclaimers for this show, but we do get a lot of new listeners who start at the top and work backwards.
Yeah.
So we kind of have to mention it again. The jokes we made last week were crass. They were out of anything resembling good taste.
But they
were fucking jokes, and it was obvious.
And it was obvious.
If you really believe that any one of the guys sitting at this table believed the nastiness behind the jokes that we were making, you clearly don't know us. Listen to a few more episodes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. We made some pretty low-hanging fruit kind of jokes.
Well, because someone made a major one, and we just hopped on that.
Yeah.
It was a headline that was just a low-hanging fruit joke, and we hopped on it and made it better.
Yeah, someone
Absolutely.
yeah. Someone tried to make a joke. It didn't go over it like they thought, so we just kind of piled on. Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you, though. I do have to say we missed the best opportunity in the world.
did.
Yeah.
Dave made a comment about stringing up bottles vertically.
Yeah.
How the three of us couldn't come up with Benoit bottles, I'll never know.
Yeah.
We really screwed the pooch on
Yeah,
that.
we
That's
did.
why we're here instead of in an actual studio.
Yeah.
These are the things that Anthony Cumia wouldn't miss.
Yeah.
But all things considered, we made some funny jokes. I laughed my balls off listening back to that. It really was funny, and most of my gay friends agreed.
Yeah.
Yes.
We also spent last weekend at Dave's party, where roughly half the population there was also LGBTQ+.
It's
Yeah.
pretty accurate.
There was.
So if anybody still wants to get on us for that, fucking get a clue and then get back to us. Until then, we're going to aim all of our hate this week, though, as a counterpoint to the Straight Pride Parade up
Yes.
in Boston. So
Yeah, fuck straight people.
fuck you in the ass. Basically, what's going on is a bunch of fucking neo-Nazis decided that, hey, you know what? We're not getting enough attention because white people don't get enough attention in the media and straight people don't get enough attention in the media.
Yeah.
Let's all combine our forces and
Yeah.
let's start a straight pride parade. Now, we've all heard the jokes. When there's Black History Month, how come there's no White History Month? It's because that's 11 other months.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even that. Like I thought about this, and it's one of those things. Like, if you've been a heterosexual white, fucking let's throw it in there, Christian
Yep.
for the last,
Totally appropriate.
I was going to say for the last 1,000, but we know it's 700 years.
Right.
You have never been persecuted for those reasons.
Yep.
There's never been any social outcry against your decisions.
Well, if you're Irish, it's the type of Christian you are. That does
Yeah.
create a little bit of
Well,
bloodshed.
yeah, but that's been right along for the longest time.
They're
I mean,
just
it's
a bunch of drunks who can't stand to drink
That's
with
just-
each other.
That all stems from fighting over land.
Yeah.
If you boil it down. But, we talk about Black History Month. That culture started in this country as slavery.
Yeah.
That's how that culture ended up in this country.
in this country.
Right, so it evolved, and they've earned the right to say, you know what, fuck it, this is our month, we're going to celebrate our people. Good for you.
Yeah.
And the same thing goes now for the LGBTQ community. They have been living in the whole common phrase was they're in the closet, meaning they have to hide.
They have to hide. Yeah.
They don't have to hide anymore.
No, they
They
don't.
shouldn't have to. There's been a lot of social oppression against folks like that in that community. They don't have to be like that anymore. They can be openly open without that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes, yeah.
Without fear of that. So they want to
But
celebrate
they'll- I mean,
themselves. Fucking let them
they'll
celebrate
still
it.
they'll still get hate.
Of course they will.
But that's never that's the other thing too. Is I say this a lot. Is that's never going to go away.
No.
Just like racism will never fully go away.
No.
It's just not because
if you put 5 people in a room, there's going to be
This-
4 people that agree and 1 dissenting argument. Always. You can
Always,
boil it
yes.
down to that microcosm.
Yes.
Well, that's what I mean.
And eventually they're going to try to recruit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just human nature.
It's human
If the
nature.
3 of us stayed in this room for long enough, we would start to hate each other over something.
Over
Start.
something.
I actually, the hair stands up on my arm as soon as your car turns the corner. But thank God I got 10 more minutes before you make it up my driveway.
Calms himself down.
That waiting period.
No, but so I get that, and sometimes I think this is just thoughts that sometimes go through my head. Is it just like maybe they shouldn't? And I'm not saying they shouldn't celebrate it. I'm not saying that. It's fine. I'm fine with that. I don't care. It doesn't bother me either way. But sometimes it gets pushed. It's not so much the Gay Pride Month, just in other times when these things get pushed in movies. Like, why didn't you have this person? Why isn't this person gay? Why isn't that? And it's like, okay, I get it. And it's fine if they are, but let's not make a big deal about it. Because when you make a big deal about it, you put a big circle around it. And it's going to draw the hating people in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you didn't draw a circle around it and just left it alone, nobody's really going to say anything.
If you put unnatural attention on it,
that's
let it be what it is.
yes,
All right, but it's a parade.
I get it.
You want attendance.
No,
I understand.
No, and I'm not talking about the parade. I'm saying in general with other. I'm not talking about the parade. The parade, go fucking do it.
Yeah.
I have no problem with the parade. I have no problem with any of it. But what I'm saying, sometimes I think these things like, well, maybe if they didn't draw so much attention to it, it may not be as big a deal, and it may not get as much backlash from these idiots, the people that are idiots. You know what I mean? So I think that, but I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know. I'll probably
No,
wrong.
it's a common opinion that if you're trying to be accepted, then maybe just try to fit in. That seems to be the prevailing opinion.
Not fit in, but not wave a neon flag.
Well, but you know what?
Or a rainbow flag in this matter.
It's maybe.
No, I mean,
some people will say they're drawing undue attention. I think it's like any other form of human nature. Providence is big on the gay pride parade.
It is.
Yeah.
And so I've actually been up there. I used to hang out at a bar up there because I was working there, and I went to the bar after work, and I went outside, and believe it or not, there was some guy who came up to me and more or less hit on me.
Yeah.
And he said something, you don't look like you belong here, but I'd love to take you home, or something along those lines.
Yeah.
And I thought he was being way over the top. And at first I was like, dude, why would you do that? I couldn't go up to a woman and say that in a traditional context. But what I realized is this is probably the only environment where he feels comfortable enough to be that demonstrative. And in that case, I feel good about it. Let him do that. He wasn't rough about it. He didn't touch me. He didn't do anything about it. So he was flirting to the nth degree. Yeah. And I said, good for you, man. Enjoy your day. And that was it. And then the exchange was over. But a lot of people would see that as an act of aggression, as an act of assertiveness. If they want to fit in, why don't they just act normal? And those are the kinds of things that continue to make these parades important. Because until you don't question their motives, until you don't question their behavior, and you just say, yes, that's America, that's life, that's human nature, we're going to continue to have a need to call it out on a parade. I live for a world, and I hope I see it in my lifetime, where we don't need a parade for something like this because the pride is already there year round.
Yeah, that's. I guess that was the gist of my point. Is that the pride that you don't need to have the parade. I'm not saying you shouldn't have it because I don't believe that. You want to have it, go ahead.
Right.
I don't. Whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I can almost understand the underlying sentiment with those that I think kind of where you're going is like, why do they have to have a parade? Just be who you are and let it go. But at the same time, I also understand they want to have the opportunity to celebrate.
They've been
great.
They
haven't been able,
but they've been in the closet for so long. Now they can finally come out and celebrate it.
Right.
I guess. So I get it.
I think we also proved there's no accounting for taste. I got hit on.
Right. Blind people are gay too.
I know it. There were a bunch of fat guys too there. They were looking for you. What killed me about this parade? I'm sorry. Did it?
No. That's fine. I just didn't want my point to come across like I was like, oh, they shouldn't have one. I wasn't saying
No.
You weren't saying that at all.
No, but I like Brad's point that it'd be nice to get to a point where they don't feel like they have to have a parade to show that pride. It's just innate in our society.
Yeah.
I think we're taking little steps to get there, and this just came to me as you two were talking that my kids are growing up knowing they have gay aunts, gay cousins, and it's not a big deal for them.
No.
They're like, oh, that's Aunt Ab and Maria and whoever. Like,
and
great.
whatever, and they're still your aunt.
And they don't
there's
care.
nothing changed.
Like, hey,
kids
Auntie
don't
Taylor,
see color either.
No.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, my kids would be like, oh, is Auntie Taylor and Auntie Sam downstairs? I'm like, yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that, like, No second thought.
No
That's
second
it.
thought.
It is what it
That's
is.
it.
And
It is
that's
what it is.
that would be the ideal place where I think, Brad, you'd like to see it go, where no one gives it a second thought. It just is what it is.
It is what it is. Exactly.
But what killed me about what's going on with the Straight Pride Parade is the fact that it's not actually called the Straight Pride
No.
Parade. Because that would be too overt.
Yes.
Yeah.
What they decided to do was basically create a piece of Japanese-looking propaganda called Super Happy Fun America.
Yes.
And that is the website.
Yeah.
And if you go to the website, it is literally superhappyfunamerica.com.
Yeah.
And
That's gay.
And when you get there,
Serving gay lemonade to everyone who attends.
a bunch of gay lemonade.
Yeah.
I served Craig one when he got here.
Yeah.
It was a low-carb beer.
Yeah. It was good.
It was tasty. Yeah. But the slogan here is, it's great to be straight. And then there's a bunch of samey smiley faces with a samey sun with the same faces. It's on the smiley face.
Yeah.
Everybody's wearing the same suit and tie. Underneath it, it looks like Nazi propaganda meets Japanese anime.
Yeah.
It's like they're marching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
it looks like.
And the name of the Super Happy Fun America, that screams out to Japan, which might have the most perverse sexual practices of any country in the world.
Yes.
So right away, strike one.
Yep.
Strike one. You kind of blew it. Then there's two action buttons. Boston Straight Pride Parade. Information about the parade, get parking, what kind of vendors are going to be there. And then the second link is Boston Rejects Straights. So they went right for the jugular. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, come to the parade. Here's what you can do. Get a churro.
Yeah.
Okay, and then right after that, by the way, Boston hates straight people. And
Yeah.
that's where they immediately got it wrong. But right below that, about that, so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Super Happy Fun America advocates on behalf of the straight community. The community.
Yeah.
In order to build respect, inclusivity, equality, diversity, unity, solidarity, dignity, social mobility,
they're
empowerment,
mocking.
sustainable.
Yeah.
I'm not done. Justice, awareness, intersectionality. That's a fucking word.
Yeah.
Awareness, human rights, education, access, participation, dialogue, visibility, tolerance, and alliances. All of those words indicate they want to unify. And then the whole point of the parade is to push everybody else out.
That's right.
Yeah.
Fucking clowns.
They're trying to make a mockery of everybody else, is what they're doing.
Yeah. They're mocking it. They're just. they're
We
just-
encourage everyone to embrace our community's diverse history, culture, and identity, regardless of sexual orientation, as long as you're straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Straight people are an oppressed majority.
That is a contradiction in terms.
Yeah.
We will fight for the right of straights everywhere to express pride in themselves without fear of judgment and hate. Can we put music behind this? I feel like we have to. The day will come when straights will finally be included as equals among all of the other orientations. This was from John Hugo, president of Super Happy Fun America.
I feel like if we put music behind this, it should be the music that played when Indiana Jones was at the book burning at the Nazi rally.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
This is the most ridiculous thing ever.
No, it is ridiculous. But you know what the thing is? It's gonna cause a big old fucking ruckus.
Yeah.
Is what it's gonna
That's
do.
and that's what they want.
Has it
That's what they
happened
want.
already? I don't even know if it's happened.
It may have.
I don't know.
I thought I might be wrong. I thought that it's
No, it's in August.
in August.
Exact date coming soon because they don't know when they're going to be able to avoid flying
least they
Bell.
Yeah, because the city's panicking.
At least they didn't do it during June. In June,
Oh my god.
you know. I mean, it would have been a fucking shit show.
Well,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know what? They need a parade, though. The Bruins didn't give them one.
No.
Yeah.
Wah wah.
No, but I mean,
You guys can't fucking win everything. Stop it.
I can't wait to see the signs that they're carrying. Like,
Shit.
I'm so straight, I won't eat bananas. Like,
Drag racing is immoral.
yeah. Oh shit! I won't even hold my own dick when I pee.
Go ahead.
I was like, not in my back door.
I only take it laying down.
If I can block out my homosexual feelings, so can you.
I was just thinking, that's not a cock in your mouth. It's gingivitis. You Fucking scumbags.
Hot dogs are the devil's work.
I'm so straight, I use the ladies' room.
And they probably sit down to piss regardless. The only thing I don't want straight are the lines on my swastika.
How about Jesus never rode a bicycle?
You know what's crazy about Dave's is, though, Jesus did ride that ass. Yeah.
Oh, shit, you threaded the needle.
Well, maybe I have, but there was one more. I said, popsicles aren't rainbow, they're red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
Okay, so the amount of signs that we're going to see, the whole thing is fucking stupid. Let me, I got to pull the site back up for one more thing, though. It was driving me crazy when I saw this.
Was it the So Much Fun that was written like it was advertising buy one, get one burritos at the local Mexican
It
restaurant?
looked like it was advertising like hair tonic from 1920. It was using that old font. But then they got a picture of Obama holding a sign saying, "Great to be straight." Okay, by the way, he did not hold that actual.
No.
Yeah.
Photoshop is a wonderful thing, and once these tools figure out how to use it, it's going to be even better. But they also got Trump in there, you know, and they're claiming that they're trying to learn. They're trying to understand. And in reality, this is going to be nothing but a hate rally. Because anybody you know going to Straight Pride Parade, and by show of hands,
No one.
take them out of your own asses
No.
and each other's.
Yeah.
All right? No. Keep those fingers away from my nose. No one's going to the fucking Straight Pride Parade.
Yeah.
Jesus
but
fucking
there'll be
Christ.
protesters. There'll be the LGBT community will be out there in droves to protest this, which is it's gonna cause problems. And if they're trying to understand, then they should just fucking backed off. You know, if you try, and now what's to understand? Why don't you get it?
Yeah.
there's gay people and there's straight people.
If you want to understand, go to the
And-
Pride Parade.
And there's people that think differently from you. That's all you need to understand. Not everybody is fucking you.
Exactly. They're not even them.
They're
can't-
not even them,
They don't
yeah.
have their own independent thoughts.
No, they don't.
If you look at the
They
graphic, it's a bunch of people in the same black and white suit with the same smiley faces, identical, all looking off to the left.
Yeah,
That's right.
They don't, and they get all their fucking
Yeah.
thoughts and teachings from fucking someone else.
The article
they
that
don't
covered
think
this,
for
though,
themselves.
they had some good lines. And this was my favorite. The Straight Pride Parade plans made national headlines, sparking criticism from noted LGBTQ advocate George Takei, a friend of ours.
Oh, my.
Yes.
Yep.
New York Congresswoman and controversial figurehead Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Okay, well, we knew she was going to be involved.
Yeah.
But the last one was the kicker. And Smash Mouth.
Somebody once told me that dude was gonna blow me.
All right, quick, sing another Smash Mouth song. Nobody can do it. I want to know what their greatest hits album is called. I don't even know what that song's called. I
don't
just
either.
know how it goes.
I just know it because it was on Shrek.
Incidentally, somebody closeted.
Oh yeah.
Shrek was totally closeted.
Yep.
He wasn't comfortable in his own skin.
Nope. He wanted to bang fucking Farquaad hard. They named the fucking character Farquaad
Yeah.
on a kids movie. I fucking loved that.
And then they put Eddie Murphy in as the black ass.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just so many jokes here. So many
That
jokes.
fucking shit's funny.
But if you go to the Straight Pride Parade, do yourself a favor and do like that Vietnam protester right afterwards and just light yourself on fire and move along with your life. You know, all 6-7 seconds of it.
Yeah.
Enough. You should be embarrassed. So what else came out of Boston this week? I know we had some stuff.
Not a Stanley Cup.
No, definitely not a Stanley
Not a
Cup.
Stanley Cup. Actually, you know what? Before we get that, you guys made a comment about climbing Dave's backyard and leaving people up there.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on in Mount Everest, and why are so many fucking annoying straight white people doing that?
Straight
Because they
white
can.
rich men. And women.
Yeah.
So you have to like spend your whole life earning money and getting successful just to blow it in the dumbest way possible by dying on a mountain where nobody can recover you.
That's right. They just have to leave you there. They recovered a couple of bodies because they were in the way.
They were in the way. That's the only reason they took them off.
There's the only reason why they took them off. They were in the way. People were having to unhook to go around them and hook back up.
Dead people are landmarks.
I was going to say, otherwise, if you die on the mountain, you are a marker, so people know where they're going. You're a trail marker.
Yeah, that's right.
That's Rick. We got 6 more hours to go.
His orange coat, dude.
Yeah.
Well, that's just it. And, some of them died in some of, very obviously bad ways. You could see them. They're bent funny. So clearly they were up higher and they fell. And could you imagine waiting in that fucking line?
Just staring at him.
And just knowing that you're surrounded by corpses.
There's a fucking line. There's a line.
A line. And it's long.
On top of the biggest mountain on earth.
Yeah.
I'm not waiting in line for a fucking sandwich from the Portuguese truck in November if there's 3 people in it.
And there's more dead people there.
Yes! These assholes are on a mountain shivering like, almost there.
You're stepping over so-and-so Coelho to get your fucking chorizo and peppers.
Fuck this, man.
I'm sure the view is great. And the accomplishment is awesome.
Have you ever been on a plane and seen the top of clouds?
Yeah.
Okay, there's your view.
That's what I mean. But that's what I mean. I'll just look at someone's picture that they took and keep my fucking toes from turning black and falling off.
Yeah, kid, I'm out of breath taking a shit. Never mind walking up a mountain and... So I think
you gotta get that plastic dick.
That's
it's got a cap.
That's the other thing is it was funny because I did a job on Tuesday for this guy, and he's climbed every peak on every continent except for Everest
because it's a tourist
and
trap?
He's been doing it since the 70s, and he's done like McKinley and all these other places in fucking France, and he's got pictures all over his basement.
That's insane. Really that's pretty cool shit. Though.
It is cool. And he says the only difference between those and Everest, he goes, when I got to the summit, I could stay there for a little while.
Yeah.
And he said there wasn't people everywhere. And he said that's what's happening now on Everest. And not only that, those people are paying like $70,000 to $100,000. And you're there for weeks.
Yeah.
But then he said, when you're standing, I guess it's a pot. It's called the Hillary Step. That's where the.
So when you step on Hillary, who died on the trail.
Yeah.
Use her frozen body for leverage.
Yeah. No, it's named after Edmund Hillary.
Oh.
The first guy that climbed Mount Everest.
That's kind of much cooler.
Oh, it's not another famous Hillary that came up just short.
Just short. No. But no, the guy that was before him came up just short, and he's there. You can see his body, but when you so he was saying to me where that is. He said that's before you get up to, that's the climb to get to the summit.
Yeah.
And he said it's the steepest part of the climb. So the line starts, and then he goes, but people also go up and come down from there on that same spot. So there's people going up and coming down, and it's caused this backup. And people are waiting hours and hours in this line. And he's like, you don't understand how cold it is, and there's no oxygen.
Yeah.
He's like, so you're breathing through it. You're breathing in an oxygen tank, and he's like, and that's not good. And he's like, and that's why he goes, it could be a lot worse than it is. He said, and he was surprised. He said, I'm surprised it's not. That that a lot more people aren't dying.
I'll be honest with you, I think they are. I just think there's a lot of people that are falling to unreachable depths. So only a handful are dying on the trail.
They're like, oh, those dudes are from the Philippines. Don't worry about it.
Well, honestly, how come all we hear about are Americans?
Yeah.
We're not hearing about let's put it this way, even some Western Europeans. Yeah. We're not hearing about too many Africans climbing this mountain. We're not hearing about Australians even. We're not hearing about so many people from around the world climbing this mountain. It all seems to be rich people from Europe and America that are making this, and they're the only ones, when they pass, suddenly it's news.
Well, they're doing it, there's a certain time of year when these passes open up because the weather is better.
Yeah.
That's when everyone flocks to Everest to try to get up to the summit because that's when the weather's the best. So it is. It's all these rich people that are like, I'm going to go now and fucking hop on their private jet and head up there.
Well, you hear what they're saying now, though, is the weather's getting almost too good because the global warming's hitting it pretty hard. Bodies are thawing. Bodies that have been there for 30, 40 years are suddenly, which were literally trapped
Yeah.
And now, don't get me wrong, it's cold up there.
Yeah.
But even a 5-degree difference, even if you're coming from -20, -30,
Yeah.
that's going to thaw out a body.
Not only that, with the sun shining directly on it, a dark thing on a white background is going to absorb more heat, so
Yeah.
it will thaw.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the other thing that's thawing, that's thawing out is shits. There's fucking tons of it. I was just reading this. They were talking about like possible landslides of turds.
Come on.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
And causing sickness and stuff because all these people are just taking dumps on the mountain. You know what I mean?
Big pile of turd in the snow.
Yeah,
That's
so near all
6
these-
feet of racetracks behind it.
So near all these camps, there's no toilets. You know? Yeah.
Like 16,000 NASCARs peeled out at the same time.
But all these people are taking dumps up there, and it's fucking starting to melt and shit, and it's fucking making a mess.
Nothing like a good frozen turd.
Yeah.
I like that when I'm like, cleaning the yard after the winter.
Oh, yeah, the dogs, you pick them up, they're hot as a rock.
Do you ever catch one with a snowblower? Frozen turd?
No, but my landscaper has.
I was wondering why the side of your neighbor's house is brown.
Yeah.
The rest of the house is
My
green.
landscaper has, fucking Brad's planning his trip to Everest.
That's it. Because I like waiting in line. I'm a patient
Like,
motherfucker.
it was interesting talking to this guy, because this guy had done some shit. Like
He knew what he was talking about.
But he knew what he was talking about.
Why are we doing this to ourselves?
Yeah.
We have tried to evolve our society to a point where we all have like amenities. Like we can shit indoors.
Yeah.
And we can have heat.
I get wanting to see, because I would love to do something like that. I couldn't do it physically. I know I couldn't.
Oh,
You know what
I think your lungs are totally up for that.
I know I couldn't, but something like that would be, I think I would be fascinated by that, and I would enjoy all 7 fucking weeks. But, who's got time to take 7 weeks off of work?
Yeah.
Rich white people.
Yeah.
Yep.
So and that's what this guy was, a retired bank executive, and he's been doing it since he was in his 20s. And he had some really cool pictures and some really cool stories. And he was a nice guy. He was talking to us, and he said the only reason why he never did Everest was because of the fact, he goes, if I climb to the top of something, I want to see it.
Enjoy it when you get there.
I don't want it to be a conveyor belt of, oh, here it is, turn around, gotta go. Oh, here it is, turn around, gotta go. And he said he's never really had the desire to do it.
What do white men like? White men like skydiving, bungee jumping, bars that have axe throwing, land luge, gun collections.
Yeah.
You ever just kind of feel like nature already has this under control?
Just saying, as you're reading that, I'm thinking Matt's down in Texas getting a boner listening.
Yeah.
Should I say it in that voice now? Gun collections,
I have all of them.
land luge.
Straight pride parade.
All of Texas just got a boner.
Yeah.
Double-digit IQ.
That means 2. That's a lot.
That's a lot. Oh, shit.
Jesus.
I don't know. Rich white people are fucked up to do that. I just think it's fucked because, like you said, it's all rich white people.
Yeah.
They're just climbing this mountain like a fucking psychos.
But you know what?
And dying.
But you know what? A bad week also a rich brown guy.
Yeah.
And from Boston, ironically
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
But not originally. He was home. David Ortiz,
Yes.
Yep.
legend.
Pappy. Big Pappy.
Big
Big
Pappy.
Pappy.
Big Pappy got slappied this week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Big time.
Big Pappy got Cappy this week.
Yeah.
That would have been a better rhyme. Thanks, Dave.
Yep. That's why I'm
I'm a
here.
little off my game tonight. But all right. Big Pappy, he went down to his home. He's from the Dominican Republic. He was spending time in a club in the Dominican Republic. And first it looked like he caught some inadvertent fire.
Yeah.
Then like 2 hours later, maybe it was advertent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
It's very
And
much
now it
advertent.
seems like there's a whole plot to kill the motherfucker.
Yeah.
And for very little money,
Yeah.
to speak,
It
comparatively
was like
speaking.
$8,000, and they have 6 guys they've lined up as suspects, I think.
Yeah.
Including some type of like local mob boss.
Yeah.
At first, I thought he was cheating on his wife and the ex-husband or the husband of the person he was cheating with was going after him. That would have made sense. That would have been a rock star athlete kind of thing.
Yeah.
Taken like ghetto. But seems to be like there's this whole mission to kill Big Papi. And all he did was look like Florida Evans from Good Times. That's all he ever did. I almost want to see him striking out, going, down,
He just fucking jacking home runs like a bastard. He was excited to go sit in Fenway, and it was exciting to see him get up to bat.
Yeah.
Because you knew he's either going to plow a home run or get thrown out at first.
He walked from the dugout to home plate like he had the worst case of blue balls, and at the same time just fucked the hottest woman on earth altogether.
Yeah.
He had like the swagger, but he had that slide step, like his balls were in the way of his thighs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like he had a ferret in his
He was
pants.
confident, but it hurt, so he was working around it. Like that's kind of what he looked like. But you're right. Like when the guy came up to bat, you were like, some shit's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And then he hit a ball like barely to third base, and he's just walking. He just goes right back to the dugout.
He starts walking to the dugout. That's what I said. I think he'll be fine. What's he going to run slower after getting shot?
He got lucky. The gallbladder was never really affecting his game.
Yeah.
That guy could be timed with a sundial.
He wasn't hired for his athletic prowess in
he
terms
wasn't.
of running the bases.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's not true because when he was initially brought up with Minnesota,
With the Twins.
he was actually a damn good first baseman, and his bat was the problem. He struck out a lot more when he started his career, and he got a late jump to boot. So it feels like Papi retired young, but he had actually already been in Major League Baseball for some time.
He still struck out a lot, but when he connected with the ball, he put it in the seats.
But he fixed a hitch in his swing when he came to Boston.
But that's because he didn't have to worry about playing the field so much. Like they made him the DH. He played first when they needed someone, like every fourth or fifth day, maybe even more.
Yeah.
He was a slick first baseman when he started.
At the time, too, when the team had a defense that was phenomenal.
Yeah.
That they could cover having
Anywhere.
this one weak link at first. And he wasn't a weak link, but a weaker...
Well, he was at the end. He wasn't always as Big Papi.
Yeah.
No.
He
got like Dave size.
But swollen in the right places.
Yeah.
That's good. I love when Dave tries to make light of his elephantitis. I still think he was cheating on her.
You think so?
I do. I think,
I don't know.
I think he's down there. He's probably flaunting his money. He's probably living a pimp life.
wasn't
If they're
that his-
shooting him for $8,000, that's a lot of money to them. So what kind of life is he living?
That's his club, too. That was his club, wasn't it?
I don't know about
Yeah, I
that.
think he owns
he's
that
spent
club.
a lot of money down there trying to build things like anybody does.
He built a nightclub
Right.
and charges $8 a drink.
But I'm curious how this plays out. You know, there like I said,
Yeah.
there's at least six guys involved in really short money.
The guy that shot him, the crowd caught him.
Beat the snot out of the kid.
He fucking looked like me at a Slayer concert.
Yeah. He's
He was fucked up.
like this
You
kid
know we
shot
haven't addressed that on the air.
right.
Yeah, we did.
P.S.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went to go see Slayer. Most of us walked out looking the same.
Yeah.
Craig did not.
Oh, Craig looked like he went to see Slayer.
Yeah.
So, moral of the story, if somebody's spitting on your seat, next time just bring a fucking towel
Yep.
and suck it up instead of fighting the neo-Nazi fucking Croatian army.
Yep.
That dude was totally Croatian.
Yeah.
That guy, his last name was nothing but consonants.
Oh yeah. Yep. The other one too. I couldn't even pronounce his first name. It was like Pushlamalakali. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
It's Polish for prison bitch is what it was.
That's pretty much.
And that's pretty much where he spent the evening. We saw Slayer.
Yeah, we saw Slayer.
All right, so one more toast in the middle to Craig getting his face beat in, but still seeing Slayer.
but still seeing Slayer. I stayed.
Yeah, there you go.
By the way, the average age at this table, 42.
Yes.
The average age of those of us at that concert, more than 42.
Oh,
Yeah.
And the average, don't even ask the average weight.
Less than
Thank God for Craig was there to bring it down.
Yeah. He's our control.
Yeah.
You know that elevator warning you get on where they give you the max?
Yep.
We were pushing it. This was a 2-elevator trip to see Slater. Anyway, enough of that shit. That's in the distant past. Let's talk about a fat guy from Boston getting shot for no good reason.
Yep.
I think he got caught cheating.
You think so?
I do. I think he got caught like an amateur, and to me, that's big sloppy.
You think he was fucking plowing that dude's wife?
I think he was, well, okay, if you're the richest guy, I mean, I'm probably the richest guy in the Dominican Republic. Yeah. Not going to lie to you.
Probably plowing a bunch of people's wives.
I did. Mostly Dominican. There's a whole bunch of big nose, half white kids floating around the DR right now.
They all look like fucking, like that kid in Meet the Fockers. Remember when fucking, what's his name, thinks that the fucking nanny had his kid?
Yeah. Down there they call me Big Snotty.
Oh, shit.
I don't know. And he got nailed close enough to his groin, though. He ain't going to be fucking anybody for a while.
Yeah.
No.
He's a little floppy.
Holy shit.
Couldn't resist. I think Dave had the best point. And Dave, please say it.
Which one?
He loved his country so much.
Oh, he loved his country so much he flew back to Boston to have surgery.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm investing so much in the medical system here. All my millions are going to proper health care, but I ain't getting it here.
Yeah.
I'm out. I'm going to go find a piece of a gallbladder up in fucking South Bay or Back Bay or whatever the fuck they call it.
Picture him being loaded onto like his private jet. And he just throws a handful of cash out the window. He's like, fuck you, and flies to Boston.
That's it. Gone. Yeah, that's fucked up. But yeah, it was like a breaking news thing. I'm like, Big Poppy shot.
Well, apparently everybody else is dying then down there too. Everybody.
Yeah.
What's her name from Shark Tank? Her brother died there.
Yeah.
Okay, all sorts of shit is happening there, and now they're thinking it's all poisoned liquor.
Yeah, they opened the mini bottles and there was like high concentrations of like bleach or something.
It was like
that.
arsenic too.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently they're trying to poison tourists because tourism is bad for the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, because they don't.
Okay, let's stop and think about this for a minute.
And apparently so is a rich guy that wants to make it better.
Yeah, and a native, I might add.
Yeah.
Somebody who grew up there who wants to invest in. I don't know if this is a pride thing. I don't know, and I don't mean pride. I mean like people are too proud to accept outside money, but apparently they're trying to get rid of tourists, and they're trying to get rid of American money. The Dominican Republic, people are dying at an exponential rate, and they all seem to be doing the same patterns of things.
Yeah.
Going to outdoor bars, drinking cocktails made with liquors and local water, and shit is happening. People are dying at a ridiculous rate. It's all over the place.
Fuck it. Shut it down. Just send us your baseball players.
I need 9 shortstops that used a cardboard box as a glove growing up. It's a great feel-good story, and they're all going to end up on the Mets. So bring it on. I think we got one now.
That would make sense, though. You mentioned like some organized crime or mob boss down there trying to gain control over the island. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
You isolate it first.
I get the feeling Poppy gets involved here, and I don't think it's something he consciously did, but when you come down there flaunting your money, you're probably stepping on somebody's
You're
toes.
a threat. You're showing someone up, and
when
they want to own it.
Well, I don't think it's a threat thing. I think it's a dick waving thing.
Right.
And he got caught waving his dick, opening this club, putting money back into medical, and putting money into homes, and everybody around there that's saying things were good before you were here. You're messing up my flow now.
Yep.
I mean, it's all speculative. I have no idea what's going on down there. But if I had to guess, this is all tied in.
And this is a guy you've never heard bad things about. You know,
it's not like he was down there and a drug deal went wrong or he was smuggling shit or doing anything like that. He was down there trying to better his country, his home country.
Yeah.
But he's
But
still gonna
people
come
who
back
never
here.
left, there's that sense of hometown pride.
Yeah.
Well, you left and you went to America to make that money. That's dirty money.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm going to say it. Maybe it's a white man money thing. You know, I don't know what. I've never been to the DR. I have no idea what goes on down there. But it seemed like a pretty innocuous place to spend a vacation on the beach.
Until a month ago.
A month ago.
I went there when I was probably like 15. You know, I went with family.
before they had electricity and shit down there. It was
so
just,
I went with family, and it was funny because there's like when I first went there, the places where we were beautiful. You know, and then when you head into the airport,
not so beautiful.
not so fucking beautiful. You know, there's a shitload of places like that, like Jamaica. You go there, it's probably one of the most gorgeous places you've ever seen on the beach, and just the weird plant life and all this stuff growing on the side. You know, right behind the beach is all this jungle, and then fucking you drive down the road and it's
third world country.
It's fucking third world country. Trash in the street. Fucking.
It's like when we went to Mexico. I went on a cruise, and me and my dad, we got off the boat, and they gave us a map. And we were in Cabo San Lucas, which is like basically about as American as Mexico can be.
It's like downtown San Diego.
Yeah, more or less. But they gave us a map, and they said, when you get off, okay, you follow the path. We've got all sorts of things for you to do, bars and restaurants and all this. And we walked it, and we checked it out, and the family was good. And then we kind of wandered a little bit.
Yeah.
And my brother who listens, he wasn't on this trip because he had to go get an education. Sorry you missed out, buddy. But we went, and then I kind of peeked around, and I looked off the path, and within 2 blocks of the facade
It turns into
that
shit.
the cruise company had obviously set up.
Yep.
Yeah.
We did the Love Boat tour. It was Cabo San Lucas, Mazatlan, and Puerto Vallarta.
Yep.
Okay, and when you do that, and those are the 3 major ports on the west coast of Mexico, and all 3 of them, same thing. Don't go here. Don't go here, and definitely don't get on a scooter. Whatever you do, don't get on a scooter.
Yeah.
Because apparently they just loosen the hubs and white people go flying. In my opinion, good. But we looked just past the facade. It was like Disney World. It was everybody was happy, and there were people greeting you in the streets.
Yeah.
You look 1 block past, there is a line, a block and a half long of people waiting for tortillas.
Yeah.
There was a dog dying in the streets because nobody could feed him. He was skin and bones. And this is happening within plain sight. I didn't go seek this out.
No,
This is right behind. It would be like finding out that the people who were playing Alice in Wonderland and Mickey Mouse aren't actually them.
Yeah.
And as devastating as that is for a 4-year-old, when you're 18 and you're on a cruise with your family, you're like, wow, look, Mexico really isn't all that happy.
Yeah.
And then now they kill people and put their heads under bridges right on the Texas border. You know what? Maybe we keep our travel local, or maybe we go. Maybe we go to Europe.
Go to the Keys.
Go to the Keys. That's it.
Go to the
Same weather.
Yeah.
Same weather. Less beheading.
Yeah.
There were no beheadings.
There's
in the
no
Keys.
beheadings in the Keys.
Fall River doesn't seem so bad.
It's lovely this time of year.
Oh shit.
Those grapes over the driveway
no,
are
but-
just blooming.
But I know what you mean, because I've been to plenty of places like that where you go and they got the facade up, and then you turn the corner. And a couple of places in Mexico I went to were like that. Jamaica, it's all just a show. Puerto Rico, the beautiful sand beaches.
Yes.
Yeah, the other side is fucking trash. It's fucking a dump. Because we went, there was a tour to go see his fucking.
Is that where we get all our RBA singers?
Yeah. It was a tour to go see what do you call it? This fort, an old like an old military fort,
An old San Juan.
And yeah, I think so. And on the way there, I'm looking at I'm like, that looks like green grass beach off of fucking State Street. It's fucking gross. It's fucking covered in seaweed and fucking brown rocks. There's no
Sand
sand.
fleas with little switchblades.
Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck? And everything. There's just like trash blowing around. But it's like that everywhere.
It's got to go somewhere. I get it. I mean, please.
But it's like that everywhere, because go to Newport and you can walk down Thames Street, and it's beautiful, and all the boats and all the rich people's boats, and then you can buy crack right up the street or a fucking VCR for
You
$10.
go 2 blocks up where all the college kids stay. Like this.
Forget the college kids. What about all the people that are hired to work on all the properties that are seasonal?
Yep.
The people that live there year round, it's one of actually the worst school districts in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
And I'm not comparing financial to performance, but let's face it, there is...
I opened one of those Key West beers. I wasn't expecting that. I thought I was...
No, there are no beheadings there, but there's also no good beverages.
No.
It's a callback.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that Newport, year-round, obviously it's a seasonal town.
Yes.
It's like going out to Cape Cod. What do you think happens in the Cape Cod school districts? You think that...
4th of July is starting.
4th of July is the fireworks.
All right, but there's also a gun club here and a few white people I'm not quite sure about at the bus stop.
Yeah.
We weren't expecting EJ again tonight, were we?
Brad keeps saying white people like he's not one.
I know.
Sitting here with this fucking NY hat on, like pale as a fuck, with his 900-foot driveway in the middle of his fucking gated community.
It's not gated. Fuck off. It's not gated. There's just a natural barrier to keep people like you out.
And his landscaper that looks tanned in January.
Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Brad. Thank you.
Senor Brad, Mr. Boss.
I'm sorry. I'll make sure that leave isn't there tomorrow.
All right, listen, right now, if you find a guy to do your lawn for a bottle of peppermint schnapps, like you'd say no, fuck off. I consider myself rather frugal.
I do my lawn for 3 beers. You get someone else to do it.
You need 3
One
beers.
for every terrace.
You need 3 beers and 2 oxygen.
One for every terrace.
Oh, that's fucking great. That's fucking great. By the way, I'm not that rich.
No.
I'm fucking broke, to be honest with you.
Oh,
I think I'm the last guy getting on the plane at 5 o'clock tomorrow flying ultra economy. They had to create a class for me.
He shows up, there's a stadium seat in like the baggage part of the plane. It's on the
like,
belly.
wear a winter coat, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking baggage area is cold, man.
It's a folding chair with no legs, just taped to the deck.
I don't know. They just said bring gloves with a rubber grip on them. That's what I can afford. By the way,
taped to the landing gear like Bill Murray and What About Bob?
by the way, if you travel around the state, you'll find plenty of trailer parks where everybody's got a long driveway.
Yeah. They all share one. 60 people on one driveway.
I got this one house in my front yard. I don't know when they're showing up. I've been told they show up seasonally. I don't know what season that is. We've been through 3 of them already. I have no idea where these people are. But, yeah, they're my neighbors, technically.
They'll show up in October to turn on the heat and leave.
Yep.
More or less. They're for the kids, for trick-or-treat.
That's right. They put a bowl out for Labor Day.
No, they were going to come back, but they're currently on Everest right now.
And probably permanently. Which means I got to take over that portion of the lawn.
Hey,
2
look,
bottles of schnapps.
we're at mile marker Bob and Betty.
Yeah, there are. I'm not going to make the joke. Never mind. Not doing it. Not doing it.
Do it. Do it.
Nope. You ain't EJ. You can't convince me.
Do it.
I didn't bow to him. I ain't bowing to you.
Oh, shit.
What's next?
All right. Well, we were talking about all the facades they put on for these cruise lines and stuff, but you can sometimes walk into local places and get a very awful experience anyway you weren't expecting.
Yep.
So I think that's where we were going.
Yeah.
Right? Because there was a local, was it a Thai restaurant?
Yes.
It was a Thai restaurant. And where was it? Do you remember where it was? Connecticut. It was in Connecticut. That's right.
Yeah.
It was a Thai restaurant in Windsor, Connecticut. That's what it was. Where they found something in above the restaurant that shouldn't have been there.
It was there was something leaking through the ceiling right behind the order.
Yeah, so it's like if you imagine restaurants in a city. So like you've got the ground levels restaurants, and above it there's apartments.
Yeah.
So the local police department was called to an apartment above the restaurant, and when the officer showed up to go up to the apartment, the restaurant owner said, "Hey, while you're here, can you check out my restaurant? There's something strange coming on
through
with
the
the ceiling,
ceiling."
right?" So it turns out this poor cop, it's probably like his first week on the job, right? He shows up and he goes into the restaurant, and sure enough, there's something dripping out of the ceiling. You know, he's not a health inspector, so goes upstairs to the call.
They said it was a reddish brown liquid.
Right. So the call came in for like a welfare check is what they call them.
Yeah.
A neighbor called and said, "Hey, I haven't seen my neighbor in a few days."
I have no doubt that was involved.
Yeah. Actually, there's probably no welfare check, which is why we are.
To that point. I was working my way up to it. Brad cut me right off.
I stepped
coming.
out and gave you an opportunity to make your joke.
It was
I
coming.
took a piss.
He was
and
physically gone.
Yeah.
if you can't catch up by then, that's on you. I don't feel bad about that one, fucker.
Shit.
So this cop goes for a welfare check, goes into the neighbor's apartment, and finds that the neighbor had in fact passed away. It appeared naturally in his bed.
Yeah.
Now he'd been there long enough that the guy who passed away was leaking into the restaurant below.
Leaking through the fucking
ceiling. Right, so turns out these two separate calls were for the same reason. This poor cop discovered a dead guy who decomposed to the point where his body was dripping through the floor into the restaurant below.
Jellified remains.
You know what? You made up a word, but I'm going to go with it. I'll allow it.
It was just drip. So imagine the first time it dripped, like someone saw it on the counter, like, ooh, soy sauce.
That's what I thought. Like this guy, when he died, turned this place into an actual takeout container.
Yeah.
Like he was actually dripping through the bottom of it.
Everybody's fortune cookie just said hepatitis.
Schmeg drop soup.
Red ceiling tiles.
Say it again. What? Schmeg drop soup.
Jesus Christ. I had nothing good for this segment except I was just like, for real?
I just picture the guy at the counter like, who ordered the Chad Thai?
Oh my God. Kind of changes the whole meaning of pot stickers.
Yeah.
At first, I would say this is sad. This guy had relatives, but apparently he didn't.
No. His entire life was living above a Thai restaurant.
It must have stuck up
Like
there
he
so
carved
bad.
out an identity.
That's why nobody knew. No one knew. It just smelled normal.
Fucking neighbors, they're cooking those goddamn noodles again. Poor Marv next door just melting.
Marv. You know he was named Marv.
Just melting.
It's like a stick of butter you left on the counter. It took him weeks to melt.
All jellified.
Jellified remains.
As they would say in Thailand, fuck it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's how they pronounce that town, but I was not going to make the note.
That's how it's pronounced today.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So how long do you think they closed for?
Like 9 whole minutes.
You know
Just swapped out ceiling tiles.
Fucking slap some kills on that ceiling. Fucking go for it. We're all set.
They probably propped 2 new cold bodies upstairs while they're at it. Cop no come back here a while. Yeah. This boring for them. Yeah.
Oh, did he have cat?
Feed that. Yeah. They can plump.
Oh, shit.
So here's to Marv. Can we get a glass in the middle for Marv?
Marv.
We have no idea who this guy is. But we know where he went.
Yeah. About 60,000 little plastic
Right at the
packets
number
of
9.
sauce. Yeah.
They should have soaked him up with a maxi pad Thai. Yeah, remember that part where I told my dad I was going to try and make him proud? Yeah. I think we shit all over that.
The menu's all pictures, and that was just a picture of the ceiling tile that was stained.
Special, not last long. One time only.
Supplies won't last.
Participating stores only. Holy shit.
Oh, God.
I'm fucking hungry.
Oh shit.
Oh my God. We got one more in us? I think we got one more headline in us, right?
Sure.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm still laughing at Chad Ty.
I was laughing at Marvin's melting.
Jesus Christ. Someone has died. We are mocking it. I'm going to let this ride out. Go ahead, laugh it out. Get it out of your system.
That's do you cook with MSG? Marv slimy goo.
Well, you know he didn't eat there that much because he would have been preserved for weeks more.
That'd be self-cannibalism.
All right.
How was your dinner? Marvelous. This is the stupidest thing we've ever laughed at. And that is a statement.
That's a statement right there, boy. Oh, shit. Well, speaking of stupid shit,
That's almost redundant on this.
Yeah.
Justin Bieber fucking challenged Tom Cruise to a fight.
Yeah, get me to the bottom of this one. And by the bottom, I mean wherever this came from.
Yeah.
Good God, what a dummy.
He challenged him on Twitter.
But why did he pick Tom Cruise? There's a lot of celebrities out there.
Well, it was
can
funny.
beat up.
It came out today, and he said he was kidding. And he said he had seen a movie with him in it, and he was just thinking about it, so he made the comment as a joke.
Just way out of context. That's his
To be
cover
honest
story?
with you, I don't think he was, and I think the response of the overwhelming response of people saying Tom Cruise will pound your ass into the ground was the thing that made him say, "Oh, maybe I should back off on this."
Well, about
not that Tom Cruise would never, ever fucking agree to it.
He could just come to him with like his one single beaver tooth
And,
Fuck that tooth.
and just gnaw at him.
and gnaw on his face.
Right in the middle of his fucking stupid face.
Yeah.
But I'm curious what Scientologists have to say about this, because 90,000 of them would have beat the shit
Would
out
have
of
beat
Bieber way before Tom Cruise had a chance.
Exactly. But that's why I say Tom Cruise probably doesn't even know yet that he challenged him to a fight. He's so far removed from this stuff. Like they even said his Twitter account is basically barren only when he's promoting something. He'll pop on and tweet something when he's promoting a movie.
When you're
or
Tom
a
Cruise, you don't
project.
have to.
You don't have to.
Why promote anything?
Yeah.
And why share anything? Because you're part of a religion that shares nothing.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's a miscavige of justice. Ooh,
But
He's been sitting on that for 4 days.
yeah.
It was good.
Dude, you're fucking new here. I've been busting on Scientologists since episode 1.
They're fucking insane.
Yeah.
They are. But the whole thing was, and I said it right out of the gate, Tom Cruise would destroy that fucking kid. For one thing, yeah, I know Justin Bieber's 25 years old, and he's, I think he's a little bit taller than Tom Cruise, but he's also like 30 pounds lighter.
Are you doing like a tell of the tape? Are you going to measure their reach?
Yeah, no,
Tom
but I'm
Cruise
saying,
is like an actual man.
well, that's what I mean.
Easy now. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Tom Cruise is in my closet and he won't come out. Remember that episode of fucking
Family Guy?
No, South Park.
Oh. Yeah. I was thinking of Family Guy when he's the same size
and then John
as Stewie.
Travolta shows up to get him out of the closet, and he's like, "No," and then he goes, and he opens the door. He goes, "Let me just come in and talk to you." And he goes in there. He's like, "Wow, it's pretty nice in here," and he won't come out. And then, like, Tom Cruise and John Travolta are in the closet. They won't come out. I fucking love that show. Wow, God, it's pretty nice in here. But fucking Tom Cruise, though. God damn. But this is a guy who is Yeah, he's fit. What is he? How old is he? 56.
He's gonna be in his 50s. Yeah,
He's still doing his own stunts on Mission Impossible movies. 3
in
years.
better shape than fucking I've ever been in my life.
Here's a stat. It's been repeated on here, but Tom Cruise is now older than Wilford Brimley was when he made Cocoon.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yep.
He wasn't quite at Hume Cronin level.
No.
but he was still. Wilford Brimley looked old since he was like 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's always looked like he's like fucking Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
They all look that way all the time. Tom Cruise is now 3 years older than Wilford Brimley was, and he's doing his own stunts on yet another Mission Impossible movie.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise,
Like ridiculous stunts, not just like rolling over the bar in a bar fight. This guy's fucking hanging on planes and shit and jumping from one building to. Granted, he's got harnesses, but
it's a stunt.
He shattered his ankle doing that last building stunt,
he
didn't he?
Snapped his leg, and that was jumping from
And
one
Wilford
building
Brimley
to another.
shattered his hip getting into the pool.
Jack Lemmon was like, "Hey kid, watch out."
They sold him some oats, and the rest is history.
Yeah. I blame the diabetes.
Yeah. That's what I do all the time. I don't feel like doing this job today.
So, and not to mention, granted, I know it's it's stupid, but how much training has Tom Cruise done in fighting? Just not in fighting, but just in martial arts and all this stuff, just to portray and be able to choreograph those fight scenes.
Slightly more than Brimley.
Yeah. No, but I'm saying he's had to have done that.
Sure.
For years now, going on probably longer than fucking it's been alive.
Yeah, but still doing that with preset like motions.
No, that's what I'm saying.
things.
But at the same time, a lot of these people will train. They'll take these.
I think we're all missing the obvious point. Justin Bieber basically admitted he was doing this to get Dana White's attention. Justin Bieber's at a desperate point in his career. He's no longer relevant.
Yep.
You're 25 years old and nobody's screaming about you anymore. They've moved on to other bands.
Yeah,
it's whatever your niece listens to now.
Yeah.
Ask your niece if she still listens to Bieber. The answer is no.
Yeah, he's about at that point in his career where Britney Spears was when she shaved her head.
Yes.
That's pretty much where he is right
And,
now.
and has Britney gotten back relevance? No, she's already doing a nostalgia tour at 33 years old.
Yeah.
She's in Vegas playing her hits, and I'm throwing so many air quotes.
Yeah.
But she's playing whatever hits she had, and it's almost ironic as a 33-year-old woman who's now a parent of like a 16-year-old on top of it.
Yeah.
She's ridiculously old for the kind of music she's singing.
Yeah.
All these little pop angst anthems. Guess what? You can't do it anymore. Bieber made his career on YouTube and then tried to build a career out of that. Guess what? It's not sustainable. You got to either write some real music. So he says, you know what?
No, what's funny is he's actually fucking talented. You ever see him play the drums?
I don't think
He plays a ton of instruments.
Since when has talent mattered in stardom?
No, I know, but what I'm saying is he plays a ton of instruments. He does have legitimate musical talent.
I believe that, but I also believe that he is in control of his own career, and that's a mistake.
He got not pushed into, but he became this little pop icon for young girls.
Overnight.
Yeah.
For young girls. And once that happens, that's where you remain.
Do you know what I think he's going to do? I think he's talented. I think he's going to end up writing like a singer-songwriter kind of thing, and it might be good.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. He's going to have to do something like that to pull something out.
Britney did it. She started writing like more mature ballads. Are they tearing up the airwaves? No. But I think she's got a secondary career somewhere. It's not just playing her fucking "Hit Me Baby One More Time" because every time you say that when you're 40, it means something entirely different. Did I just make that joke again? All right, fuck it. I don't fucking care. The beer's going down nicely tonight.
Yep. It was just a stupid, and like you said, it's him reaching out and trying to get this stuff.
This is what happens when you don't have a good manager. If he had a proper manager and not somebody related to him, which I think is still the case, they would have been like, "Look, Justin, you got to write a more mature album." Timberlake did it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. A different Justin.
He was just a teen hot throb, just like you said.
Yep.
And now he's an iconic pop star.
And
you could write an album tomorrow and it'll be fucking a hit.
And he's multi-talented. He's funny too.
He's funny as a fuck.
He's one of my favorite SNL guests.
I think he's a cool guy. If he showed up in this garage, we'd have a microphone for him.
Yeah.
Assuming Mike doesn't show up.
Yeah, that's He's like, oh, sorry, Mike's here. Sorry, Justin.
You're going to have to go,
Beat it.
Mr. Timberlake.
Yeah, Mrs. Timberlake, you're out of here.
But,
Go fucking bring sexy back somewhere else. Mike's here. He just brought sexy back.
Door knocker and all.
Would that be Mike's album? It would be like Push Sexy Out. Kill Sexy Spirit.
Bring Flabby back. No, but we're supposed to do this because he's not here to defend himself.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck him. All right. No.
Crazy, sexy fool.
What about Bieber, though? Bieber's kind of this weird wilting flower right now.
You know why? He did it to himself, though, because he came out as this, I'm going to start doing ridiculous, stupid shit.
Yeah.
And pissing in fucking trash cans and casino lobbies and fucking doing, and like,
It was like he read a handbook on how to be a rock star, like trash X amount of hotel rooms, and do this many public obscene things.
Yeah, like Led Zeppelin had a shark in their hotel. Ozzy pissed on the Alamo. I got to do stuff like that.
Yeah, but that wasn't like I don't know. He did fucked up shit. He was like trashed his neighbor's house. Did like high. I forgot what the number was. It was almost
like $40,000
Yeah.
in damage to somebody's house just because he could.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, let's be honest. If we were 22 years old and we had $100 million, what would you do? You would see me on the news every fucking weekend.
yeah.
I'd invest it wisely.
Yeah, he would.
He probably
That's a
would.
word spot. You're like, what? I'm very pragmatic.
I'd buy 6 more driveways.
Yeah.
I'd have all roads leading to my house.
Basically, all the pavement in Rhode Island.
His house is at the end of fucking TF Green runway. Get clearance to. I'm going to Brad's house.
Yeah.
Tower. I'd like to pull into Brad's drive.
You take 95 north through New Haven, and then you get to Groton, and then you stop at Brad's house.
Yeah.
Well, where's Brad's house? No, that's where it stops, at Brad's house.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Hate Brad.
But like, I get it. Like, if I were young and had that kind of money, I would fuck off too. I wouldn't give a shit.
Yeah.
I don't think
get
you
it,
would, though,
but-
because you're a decent person.
No, but
I don't think he was a decent person because his parents pushed him on the YouTube because he was a talented kid.
his
Yeah,
parents wanted to get
And
paid.
they
Yeah.
and they got paid, and they inflated his ego to no end. I don't feel like we came up from that background. For every Justin Bieber, there are 6 other talented kids making a ton of fucking money that aren't assholes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Justin Bieber, who has made very public overtures, right down to his roast.
No, his roast at the end, he made a great thing when he came out. He said, "I know I've been a douchebag.
I want to be a better
I want to be a
person."
better person." And I thought he changed. I thought he had, because you didn't hear after that, you didn't hear about him for a while.
Well, because he ran out of songs.
And then,
Yeah.
no, but I'm saying you didn't hear about him. He wasn't in the news. He wasn't doing anything stupid. And then it started again.
Well, because he's not relevant.
He wasn't relevant, so he had to do something.
Do you know what the hottest pop band is in America right now? It's a Korean band. I don't know their name. It's 3 initials. They are the biggest band in the world.
It's actually one of their names.
It was the name of their cat / dinner. But yeah,
It was the apartment number of the guy upstairs at that restaurant.
The band is 24B Marv.
I'd like more of Gangnam Style. Oh, extra spicy. Not a little spicy, extra spicy. Jesus. Well, I don't know, but I mean, Bieber challenged a guy twice his age to a fight.
Yeah.
And so since I'm 43, I'd like to challenge Yoko Ono to a knife fight. Right? That's it.
You should have challenged Val Kilmer. Then he's got a shot.
Val Kilmer had trouble tackling the wind today. He went outside. It was breezy in L.A.
Brad stabbing Val Kilmer looked like someone cutting bread.
Not even like the good kind.
Just like dough. It's not even baked.
Poor Val Kilmer.
No.
That guy, poor guy, man.
You think I would love Tom Cruise to show up at Val Kilmer's house. Who's wingman now?
Does that teeth chop his fucking teeth at him?
Well, it looks like you lost that breathing feeling.
He's actually
Negative, Ghost Rider. The EKG is full.
He's apparently he's in the new Top Gun.
Who?
Val Kilmer.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's going to be in the Top Gun.
They have like a memorial.
Is that what brings them all back together?
Oh, look, it's the USS Kilmer. Just fucking land on that gigantic runway.
All swollen and fucked up.
It's the only aircraft carrier that's round.
It's like Val Kilmer and what's left of Goose's hair.
Fucking big barge.
Oh, shit.
And Meg Ryan's inflated lips. Be my wingman anytime. Bullshit. You can be mine.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, I don't think fucking Iceman's going to be pulling any fucking hard G's.
No. He did when his fucking body collapsed. Getting up from a fucking Starbucks.
Oh, shit.
I'm sorry, I can't even get a joke out right. I'm laughing so much. The idea of Val Kilmer still being a fucking Navy pilot.
Yeah.
Let's stop and think of that whole plane flies with the nose dipped.
Yeah.
The whole time the oxygen mask is down.
I'm just picturing the fucking aircraft carrier. The alarms go off. Everyone goes running out to the jets. He comes coming out in like those Walmart fucking scooters.
I'll be your wingman. Can't even have a gunner. He's just got a fucking
Iceman. Literally wait a couple of weeks.
I fucking love it.
Oh, fuck, man. We're horrible people.
We really are. We really are. If you've reached a modicum of success in the 80s, you are not safe here. This is not a safe space for you. I'm actually trying to imagine Bieber and Tom Cruise fighting wearing Patrick Swayze's blousey shirt.
Punch him in the tooth.
Aim for that fucking gnawing one. That one that carved all his furniture.
Oh, fuck.
Can you imagine like being Katie Holmes and being like, "Oh, thank God I'm with Jamie Foxx. What an improvement!"
Yeah, right.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, shit.
Where are we at, boys?
I say we...
I think we're at the end. Is
we're
what it
at
sounds
the end.
like.
Yeah. We've got...
Oh,
we
no,
got
wait.
one more.
Well, we got a roundup.
We got a bright side.
We got a bright side. I gotta stop calling it the roundup. I'm sorry, buddy.
A Florida man fled. What?
If there was ever a term that sums up this whole night,
Right?
Florida man.
Florida man fled in a replica of TV's General Lee after setting ex's house on fire.
I hate to say it, but it's almost like redundant.
Yeah.
Yeah, like somebody who drives a replica of a car from 1978 probably lit somebody's house on fire.
Yeah.
Like, if the story was Florida man sets ex's house on fire, then flees police, I'm already picturing the General Lee driving away.
Right? So this guy driving the Dukes, a replica of the Dukes that has a General Lee, drove, because that's not suspicious.
Right?
Pulls up to his ex-wife's
duck 'em.
house. Yeah. He pulls up to his ex-wife's house, climbs out the window, lights the house on fire, slides across the hood, climbs back through the window, and takes off. But the only thing I was thinking on the bright side of it, at least you wouldn't have to stop for gas.
Yeah.
The General Lee obviously doesn't.
Do you know why the General Lee's so popular in Florida? Because that's how they date women. They dodge and then they charge her.
Gotta get that cooter.
It's all because she wouldn't let him put Boss Hog in her Enos.
Finally got to use those explosive arrows.
Oh, we killed Dave. It's over. We need cardiac equipment in this fucking studio.
Dave's just giving us the ghost.
Actually, I got nothing else, man. I can't give you the Davis.
No trailers were harmed in the.
That's better. There we go.
No trailers.
I said he wasn't actually trying to kill her, just groom her full Daisy Duke Bush.
Yeah. But the good thing is the fire only caused about $12 worth of damage.
Yeah, we never did get a neighborhood, but I got a pretty good idea where they were in Florida.
So they took the house to the body shop to get it fixed.
Dave's back just in time.
Her meth lab wasn't damaged in the flames.
Production went up 12%.
Yeah. I'd love to see a modern day Dukes of Hazzard though, where like Bo and Luke just unarmed, just get the shit kicked out of them on a dash cam.
Body cam footage, they just get shot. 7-minute episode.
Meanwhile, they're sitting there with a bow and arrow trying to defend themselves.
I'm still recovering from Boss Hog and the Enos.
All right, so that was weak, but whatever. Craig brought it. I brought nothing. And Dave just brought fucking gas.
Yeah, I got nothing. Sorry.
All right. Well,
to me, there's no bright side to any Florida story.
Yeah.
Every
What do you mean
morning
it's a sunshine state?
Yeah.
I gotta go there tomorrow. Oh, before the sun comes up.
Oh, man.
But anyway, all right. So let's do a little housekeeping. The T-shirt site, Ever Closer. Ever Closer. Do I have an announcement for you? No, I wouldn't lie. I'm tired of lying to you people. But we're gonna have T-shirts soon. We were accepted at the Designed by Humans.
Nice.
And so that wasn't a given. That actually wasn't a given. This is an artist community, and they accepted us as artists. And I just wish some of you would. But in the meantime, keep an ear out. We will have a big announcement when this is up. We've got some designs. We've got some ideas. It's all been approved by the guys. It's just got to get fucking live. Because we're not doing this again in a year.
No.
Kind of tired of this shit, you know? Social media, you know where to get us. At NTS_podcast, regardless of what Dave told you.
You notice I've been quiet since then.
Yeah.
Check us out on all major social media networks. I think we're going to be doing a little more Insta. So we're going to live there for a while. Dave did a good job with those videos, despite the name discrepancy.
Might be.
Trying to think what else. Any announcements, boys?
Listen if you like it. If you like it, tell your friends.
Yeah, seriously, share the shit out of this.
Yeah, subscribe, comment, send us stuff. Send us suggestions. You want us to talk about something?
One more thing.
Besides Bigfoot?
We break a lot of balls each week. We got a friend down in Georgia.
Yes.
Okay, we got a friend down south. A friend that is probably living amongst the people we mocked for the last 90.
Yep.
Christy, you have become such an invaluable friend and confidant and just a great person to be connected to the show. We can't thank you enough.
Yep.
Today is Christy's birthday.
Yes.
Christy will tell you she's 30-something. She's wrong.
Yeah.
She's drinking picklebacks.
Yeah.
She's also wrong.
That's wrong.
Christy, right now, as we're recording this, is serving somebody who looks like a guy named Cooter.
Yeah. His name probably is Cooter.
Yeah. That's right. And he's probably asking her about hers.
Yeah.
But one last toast in the middle.
Yes.
Two, actually. One, Christy, happy birthday.
Christy, happy birthday.
Thank you for everything you do and
Yes.
continue to do. And thank you for just hanging out with us and making us feel like we're important. I know that we've got this inflated sense of self-importance every time we close out these episodes, but you're a big reason why. You make us feel like we're doing good things here, and we can't thank you enough. So happy birthday. Enjoy it well. Try and remember it. And then I'm going to raise one last glass to my dad.
Mr. Brad.
Thank you so much, guys, for hanging out with me tonight, giving me a vehicle to get it out.
Of course.
Really appreciate it. Like I said, I think my dad would have loved this. And at the very least, he loves the spirit that was behind it.
Yep.
So, cheers.
Cheers.
And to happier days.
To happier days.
Craig, take us out, brother.
All right. And I'm going to say on behalf, I'm sure I can speak for Dave and our listeners, that we're here for you and we love you, brother. Needless to say, we said it.